I'm Wayla Shambo for WHRO-FM. This weekend, the internationally acclaimed Dance Theatre of Harlem returns to the Virginia Arts Festival with a program that includes a world premiere commissioned by the festival and the 2019 Commemoration, American Evolution. The company is also celebrating their 50th season this year, and the program will also include some classic works from their repertoire. The new ballet was choreographed by Claudia Schreier with a new score composed by Jessie Montgomery. Jessie is a violinist, composer, and music educator and lives a rich and varied musical life, and I was so happy to have the chance to speak with her. So you've composed this new work for the Dance Theatre of Harlem. I was wondering if you take a different approach to writing a piece of music for dance than you would to just writing a standalone concert work.
I certainly have taken a different approach, mainly in the fact that I was working in a collaborative way with Claudia. Normally, I'm given a commission or an assignment or some kind. I write the piece, I hand it in, it gets performed, that's it. This was a different process where I wrote some sketches and a first draft and went over it with Claudia, and we sort of talked back and forth about form and flow and pacing and certain things that actually ended up altering the piece considerably in some ways. The instrumentation is for strings, so 5 string players, including my quartet, the Catalyst Quartet, and some players from the wonderful wind players and bassist from the Virginia Symphony. So it's 5 string players, flute, clarinet, and horn. And so we're sort of trying to capture this symphonic feeling with a 8-piece band.
And you've been having some rehearsals with the musicians this week here in Norfolk? That's right.
We just started rehearsals on Tuesday with all the musicians, and they're everyone's just so on. So it's been really a pleasure to put together.
How does your new work relate to the themes of the 2019 Commemoration, that American Evolution theme?
So Claudia and I wanted to recognize this anniversary or this theme of the 1619 Commonwealth of Virginia being established and the first documented slave ships that arrived in Virginia in 1619, and sort of acknowledge this event in a way that was that's respectful and also really about. What the ballet is really about is about the journey and the evolution of the human spirit and sort of how one evolves from struggle. And so these themes are touched upon, and there are moments of celebration and moments of lightness as well in the ballet. And so we're sort of playing around with these themes and putting them into a pot, and really interested to see what the response will be.
Well, I look forward to seeing it. I'm coming on Sunday, so
I
can't wait to see it.
Oh, good.
And hear it as well. I was wondering also if you could tell us a little more about your work with the Sphinx Organization.
Sure. Yes, so I've been affiliated with the Sphinx Organization, which is a wonderful organization in Detroit. They've been in business about 23 years or so, 24 years, I want to say. Their mission is to provide opportunities for Black and Latino string players throughout nationally, and sometimes they will also bring opportunities for people to perform abroad as well. And I've been affiliated with them since about 1999 when I first did their competition as a high schooler, and I have since worn many hats and served in many capacities mostly from an artist standpoint, as a teacher, and performed in many of their ensembles. And I was the composer in residence for the Sphinx Virtuosi for the season of 2014. And and the quartet, the Catalyst Quartet, was formed out of the Sphinx Organization. We were all laureates of the competition that happens every year, and then they assembled the Catalyst Quartet from their pool of laureates. And the quartet's been together now for 8 years. Sphinx has been an extremely important figure in my career, for sure.
I don't know if you know this, but a young cellist from this area recently won the Sphinx competition this past year. Sterling Elliott.
Yes,
yeah.
Of course. And
we were all really thrilled for that.
This is one of the things that makes Sphinx so significant for us, because we were his teachers, his chamber music and private teachers are the cellist Carlos Rodriguez in our quartet. He was his cello teacher one summer, or maybe 1 or 2 summers. And so, this was very good news. We're so proud of him. And he's in New York and studying at Juilliard and just doing really, really well. Yeah.
Have you seen any changes, speaking of American evolution, the classical music scene, do you think that's evolving? Have you seen changes in that, say, since you started being involved with that organization?
Yes. I have. There have been some changes that have been going on. I mean, people like to talk figures, but when the Sphinx Organization started, there was a 3% representation in orchestras of non-white performers. And now it's up to 5%. And that's over the course of, 20 years. But that said, there's been a lot of movement within orchestras in the past 2 years, especially. There have been major shifts in values and expectations as far as diversity in orchestras. And actually, right as we speak now, there are conferences going on all over the country about this very topic, where they're implementing sort of better models than they've had in the past for allowing more equitable representation within orchestras.
Is there anything else you'd like our listeners to know about your new piece and the Dance Theatre of Harlem performances this weekend?
Well, I hope you come to the performance and that you enjoy the work that we're putting into it. Especially working with Tanya Leon, who's who's the conductor of the orchestra for the ballet, and she was the first music director of Dance Theatre of Harlem, to be a part of that legacy. And to celebrate this 50th anniversary with her is very, very unique, very special. So it's a special moment. So we're really excited about it. Yeah.
Dance Theatre of Harlem performs Friday through Sunday at Norfolk's Chrysler Hall, and you can find tickets and all the details at the Virginia Arts Festival website, vafest.org. Hope to see you there. And Jessie, thanks so much for coming in and talking with us today.
Thank you. My pleasure.